Hey creative friends, Kristen here with a new Creative Quickie for you. We're going to be using some of our gel plate pages. So when we did this tutorial in the Create More community, you can find it in the tutorial section called Gel Plate for Beginners if you want to watch that. When we did this one, a few people asked, well, what do we do with these pages now, right? So we're going to use them in today's Creative Quickie. So the fun thing about creating your own gel plate pages are, well, one, if you get really great at it, you can create the page and just make that be your art piece, just on its own. But a lot of times, especially when you're practicing and playing, we made a lot of pages that are not really complete on their own, but would be really great in another project. So that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to use those pages in a new project. If you don't have pages from the gel plate, you can watch the tutorial and make some, or you can use some collage pages that you have laying around. You can use pieces of old mail, you can use pieces from magazines or catalogs, or anywhere where you want to grab just some random mix of collage papers. Let's get started. All right, hey friends. Okay, so here we go. Real basic, you just need a pencil, a glue stick, and some pages, collage papers. These are all a little more monochromatic, but it doesn't have to be that way. They can have lots more pattern and stuff on them too. So some of your pages that we're going to work with. And I'm going to be working in my sketchbook. Here's a little sketch I did to show you what we're gonna get up to. Here is my Radiate Happiness with a Collage Sun Creative Quickie, and I'm basing this off of our sunshine and happiness theme for the month. We did a tutorial with Nadia this month where we worked on some word art. So here's an example of that. Go check that out in the tutorials. If you missed it, you can catch the replay. My little Hello Sunshine. So we're gonna continue on with that theme of radiating happiness, make more weird, imperfect art, and lean into the idea that even the small little bits of joy have the power to lift big things. So yeah, so here's our little sketch. We're gonna play with the face a little bit too, but we'll go into that a little bit later. So we'll start here. I've already cut out a little circle shape, so I'm gonna start with just placing that on my page about the center and giving myself a little outline. And this is just to have a little outline to work with. It's not the be-all end-all of what we're gonna do. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is just create some little sunshine lines for myself, radiating out. Again, just giving myself a little bit of a guideline for cutting paper. I'll bring that up close just so you can see. It's okay if your lines are not even. It's actually more interesting when they're not even, right? Oh, and you'll need a pair of scissors. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna cut out some bits of paper and kind of work them into our page, knowing that our little sun shape that we cut up first is gonna go on top of them and kind of cover up any of the mismatched lines we have. And if you want to know the size of this, or the size I'm working on here, I'm working on a 8.5 by 6 sheet of paper, and I made my circle approximately 4 inches in diameter. And then these little guys, I was thinking, let's see, it looks like this is about 3.5 inches in height. Don't really worry about the width, because you want your width to be all different shapes, all different sizes, I think, to make it really interesting. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I cut this one. Now you can cut them all out first and then start to glue. And you can let it fall past your page and then worry about that later if you want to cut, clean it up later. There's one. Let me definitely use some of this paper. So I'm just going to cut a strip. And I'm thinking I want the bottom of my strip to be thicker than the top of my strip. So I'm just going to kind of angle up a little bit. Again, totally imperfect, so I'm just doing sort of simple measuring. I'm not measuring anything in particular, just going ahead and saying, okay, that looks good. And maybe I'll do a couple more of this strip. So again, I want wider at the bottom, skinnier at the top, so it makes a little bit of a interesting ray. And then this one could be something that's on the side here because the side is shorter. So if I wanted to do that, and then cut this one here, just cutting off the white. And maybe that one will go there. And maybe this one will go over here or over here. And then go ahead and glue pieces down. I'm gonna glue as I go. You could always cut everything out and then glue down at the end. You could always put it over here too, but since I cut it kind of in that shape there, I will go ahead and place it there. Let's see, which one do I want to use? Yes, maybe I'll use these boots. These are cute. Bring in another. I'm just gonna trim off the white parts and then figure out where does this kind of fit. Maybe right there. is I just want to make sure I get to the paper inside of that round circle so that when I add my circle back on top, it covers up the little edges. So you just got to make sure you get inside your pencil mark. And I could, which would probably make it easier, use a gift card or old credit card or store card to help me really get that glue in place. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this as my template to cut out a nice bright yellow sun. And again, perfectly imperfect. Totally okay to not have a perfectly round circle. And then we're gonna go ahead and put that right in the center. Okay, I'm gonna trim up my edges and be right back. Okay, so now you've got this great sun in the center, and you can do a lot of different things with this. You can add a quote in here if you want to, if you're a wordsmith. May your day be filled with sunshine, something like that. Be your own sunshine. Or you can draw a little sun face, which is what I'm gonna do today. And there's lots of different ways that you can do this. There's a little winking eye. You can have two eyes closed. You can have one eye open, one eye closed. You can have two eyes open. You can have little cute round eyes. So lots of different ways you could do that. And then I'm also gonna cut a little heart out of this pink paper. So I drew myself a little heart there. And I think that'll be for the mouth. We'll see. See if I like it once I actually do it. Wouldn't that be kind of cute? And then I also drew a little star in pencil on this one. I'm gonna cut that out. You could also just draw on the face too, but I thought maybe it would be quite cute to have, see how this star looks. It's kind of a wonky star, but that might be cute on the face also. Well, I got some markers here. Just got a ultra fine tip black marker, and then I have 2 larger markers which are called Sketch Graphics. I went ahead and just scribbled them on this little tester to see which colors I like. I think I might do the lighter pinky color to start. It's also kind of nice because if I make a mistake, it's kind of like a hot pink. It's not as big, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and draw myself, take these little guys off for a second. This in half, cut this in half, and go just kind of above. I mean, we don't have to have it looking like an actual face, but if you want to help with where to put something. There's the eyes. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bring little eyebrow nose. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and make this little sun, kind of backwards sun going on here at the tippy top, just because I wanted to add some flair. I'm gonna put this little guy for a mouth, and you can even add some like cheeks, some blush there if you wanted to. Oh, this one has a big side and a little side. Now I'm gonna come back with my fine tip marker and just add in some eyes. And I might even just kind of outline this a little bit more and add some eyelashes. She's real sunny. Glue down her little mouth, her little heart-shaped mouth, and glue down the star. Maybe I'll put it right there. And if you want to make the details a little bit more pronounced, you can kind of come back with your thinner marker. Maybe I'll add some more details there. Just kind of play with adding some fun details around her. The other thing you can do is you can write or do some markers in her sun rays. So maybe I'll take this marker again, and in some of these sun rays, like this one here, do some fun little pattern. And maybe on another one, I will do some kind of polka dots. And maybe in another one, I do something like that. Right? Just adding a little more personality around, and you can switch it between colored markers. You can do black and white if you want to. You can add things in here that you enjoy. If you wanted to write some words, like dancing or running through sprinklers or paddling, things that kind of came up, making art, things that came up when we were doing our phone call on the tutorial in the membership. And this part's optional. You don't have to add any of these if you don't want to. You can leave it just as it was. I kind of like the idea of this being a little more pronounced for some reason. And maybe her cheeks are little spirals. Like rosy spirals. All right, so there you go. There is the Radiate Happiness with a collage page, Creative Quickie, a fun little tutorial that you can do with some of those gel plate pages or just some collage pages that you had. I think I am gonna put like a few words in here. Make art. Dance. Run in sprinklers. Just to add some things that bring me joy. I can't wait to see yours. Share it in the hub of the Create More Community membership or in the Create More Community Facebook group.